to edit it at all?
Okay, first off, is it okay that I record you guys and use this for business purposes?
Yes.
Great. Possibly. I have my one of my old clients, Eric, that you've met. He does a lot of my video and website stuff, but he's also very busy, so I try not to lean on him too much. I'll probably edit out this first part though about me talking about it because I did not do the work. It's just I don't know how to do that stuff. I'm not good at it. Like I don't know.
I'll try to be as perfect as possible. Is all.
Oh, please, yes, that would be great. So all I'm going to do, and again, I'm going to edit out this first part, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to read some questions and prompts. If I talk too much, it will just show me. So I want to make sure that you guys have the floor mostly because it's really about you and kind of your overall experience. Think about this kind of like our first consultation, Brian. I'm going to talk about, what your current work is, kind of the environment you guys find yourself in. What's the next one? What was kind of your current level of activity? Also before, what did that kind of look like before and after training? And then we'll kind of just go through the questions like that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay. All right. So as we both know, I'm Robert, and this is, you guys are Brian and Bethany, a couple of my clients. That's for the viewers out there. When they view it, they're like, who the hell is this people? I don't really need to introduce myself too much, but I've been training for about 6 years. Brian, how long have we been training together?
I think we're almost to 4.
I think we're about there too. And Bethany, how long have we been training together now?
I think it's been since March, so 6 months-ish.
Yeah, 6 months-ish. Awesome. So yeah, we'll just jump right in. We'll start with Bethany. What do you do for work? What's your kind of your current occupation?
I'm an occupational therapist, so I do aquatic therapy and then just general therapy for kids with all kinds of developmental delays, autism, cerebral palsy, that kind of thing.
Awesome. And then what kind of an environment do you find yourself working in?
Well, it's changed a lot with COVID. I used to be kind of in a therapy clinic or in the pool moving around a lot with kids. And then since March, I've been mostly sitting at home and on Zoom.
Totally. I get that. Brian, kind of same questions. What do you do for work? And then what kind of environment do you find yourself in usually?
I'm a commercial property manager, so I sit at a desk and type away. Spend some of my time walking around the building I manage, but a lot of it, as Robert will attest to, is spent with my hands in this position typing all day. So
just biceps, right, buddy? A little sore, a little tight.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. And then so before you guys started training, this might be 6 months ago, this could be a year ago. Bethany, what was kind of your level of activity? What were some of the workouts that you were doing? And maybe you can talk about some of your goals too that you had.
Yeah. So before I started training, and this was also before COVID, I went to Orange Theory pretty regularly, 2-ish times a week. Also did hot yoga and running. And then when COVID happened, obviously hot yoga and Orange Theory weren't an option anymore. So my goals were to figure out how I could do workouts at home, how I could still maintain fitness even when I didn't have those other options anymore. I also have had some knee pain and then elbow pain. So kind of figuring out ways to train and ways to stretch that would help me still get to be active.
Got it. Awesome. Okay, great. Brian, same question. What was kind of your level of activity before training, and then kind of, what does it look like now for you?
Yeah, it was a big 0. I would be out of breath walking up a steep hill, but I showed up to a big gym that Robert was working at the time, and went in and got a free consultation with Robert, and I've been working out with him ever since. It's been since then, it's at least once a week. I think we had a short spell where we had 3 times a week, but yeah, it's been that workout plus the ones you've given me, in between our workouts. And you've really kept on top of me.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Definitely say that. So awesome. So let's see. Bethany, you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, but what kind of led you to kind of want to start training? I know it was COVID. Were there any other factors that you were looking at as far as kind of getting into that kind of side of fitness a little bit more?
Yeah, so a lot of it was COVID and finding ways to still be active, and ways that, because personal training you could still do outside. But some of it was, when I go to Orange Theory, they have some coaching, but there's not a lot of feedback on doing the exercises. So I know that my squats weren't very low. I'd have knee pain with lunges, and I'd want to adjust my own form, but not really know how to do it. So you, Robert, have provided a lot of feedback on form, and supporting me to do kind of general exercises really well and really functionally.
Great, awesome. Yeah, it's I definitely, when we move, that's always been a big factor. Is okay, we're moving, but we should also try to move well. Maybe like biomechanically speaking, not a judgment thing, just biomechanically. Okay, Bethany, your knee hurts doing this thing. Let's not do that thing.
Right.
Weird thoughts, right? But it's you know, it can be the little things that make a big difference. Especially for like alleviating pain and that sort of thing. What would you say now as far as your like pain level from like a day to day, or maybe even before to now? What does that kind of look like for you now?
Yeah, I can do lunges without my knee hurting, which is super exciting. And I think I've learned when something hurts, taught me some foam rolling and some stretching to kind of help that get better.
Yeah, I use the term treat while we train. Something hurts, don't do it. Maybe we should take a look. Maybe we should take a look at it. I don't know. Brian, same for you though, buddy. What kind of led you into training, and then yeah, I guess what's kind of kept you here?
Well, for me, it was all about changing my lifestyle, just becoming more active, and I'd say that's the biggest thing for me is I've been able to, go for hikes now and everything. I mean, it's been a kind of a long process, but I feel healthy. I feel active. I've had a couple of knee surgeries, and there have been times where I've had swelling or some pain, and we've backed off our trainings or done sort of more like regenerative sessions, things like that, where you've been really helpful in those respects. And every time I have a shoulder issue, we work through that.
How many times have you, Robert? We don't work shoulders enough.
You've made me live that down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that long ago. Clearly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it sounds like you guys are, you guys wanted some feedback, some coaching, to kind of learn a little bit more about movement and kind of what it meant to not just move for fitness, but also move for like kind of our health. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
That's great. I think that's, part of the long-term process of fitness. It's all the goals that we have right now. And then it's also do you feel good, but do you feel better on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
Let's talk about nutrition a little bit. Bethany, before, because I know we're starting to meal plan and stuff like that. You guys can obviously both talk about this, but what kind of was your nutrition world looking like for you guys?
Yeah, so I think I'd wanted to, a few years ago, I decided that I was going to do more cooking at home. I wasn't raised in a house where I learned to do a lot of cooking at home. So most of my graduate school and even a little bit afterward, the way that I approached food was getting pre-made things at PCC and spending a lot of money at the salad bar at Whole Foods. And
it's so good though.
It's so amazing. And so I'd gone in and out of, before we started working on it, kind of gone in and out of meal prepping, and trying to go to the grocery store and plan my meals. And sometimes it would just get really overwhelming for me. And I didn't have a good concept of, how much of what I should be eating when. And that's the thing that I've really appreciated about our meal planning is you kind of working on those macronutrients and helping us guide with, these are things, this is how much you need to eat of this here, and this is how much you need to eat of this here. Because there's so many different things you can read out there. And I feel like I was just sort of stabbing at the dark. Is this healthy? Can I eat this? Will this make me feel good?
Just a little bit. If you guys can hear me, I'm going to end and then come right back in and we'll record again. Give me just a second.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you. That's good news.
Do you think it's all right?
No, because it's two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, can you see and hear me now?
Yeah.
There's two.
There's two of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there
Interesting.
two?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we're just gonna keep going because hey, we're already here.
Yeah.
Actually, what is this? Is it still recording?
It shows.
Let me just a second.
Oh, now you're the
Oh,
host.
now you're good.
Yep. Now it's just the two of us.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we're still recording all of that mishap, so that was super. What we were talking about, nutrition, meal planning, kind of appreciating the kind of knowing where to put things when and kind of where.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to anything else you want to kind of comment on that, or
I just think it's helpful to have a guide because there's so much that you can read out there. And I've definitely gone to the grocery store and felt like, okay, let's try to cut back on dairy. Let's try not to have so many beans. Okay, what in the world here can I eat? And so it's helpful to have a plan and an idea and thoughts about eat this at this time and this at this time and in this portion. It's really been helpful for me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brian, is that kind of your same experience?
Yeah, for me, a big part of it is forcing myself to eat breakfast because I never eat breakfast. But now with, the easy, like, mason jar meals and, quick little oat things you've given us, it's ready, it's right there. And now I'm hungry in the morning too. And so that starts everything going, starts my metabolism. I feel a lot better. And then, not, being at work with nothing to eat, and so grabbing a sandwich from the cafe and a bag of chips, and then you're in the hole and you feel sluggish the rest of the day. And since we started this, I haven't had that like sluggish afternoon feeling, and that's been awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't think you told me about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super. I mean, and Bethany, you were saying your stomach feels better. It sounds like you are just feeling better overall. You don't have that sluggish period anymore.
Yeah, I don't eat
That's
as much.
great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Who knew?
Awesome. Great.
I save money too because I don't go through the Starbucks drive-through for lunch anymore.
Yes, and they're good, but they're so expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah. So expensive. And I mean, I'm glad you guys are getting a lot out of that nutrition planning. And it sounds like you're getting a lot of your goals as far as like eating better, knowing where to put things, cooking at home. Again, we have communication and we check in weekly about it, or what worked or what didn't work. So I think we're really starting to dial in a lot of that.
Yeah. It's a little bit of trial and error, just trying it out, and what really works, what's easy, what's hard, but yeah, we're 6-7 weeks in, and it's been pretty good.
That's awesome. That's great. So if you were to come across somebody that was hesitant about sitting down either with a trainer, it doesn't have to be me, what would some things that you might say to them based on your experience of our training?
That's a good question. Well, first I'd say, like, what do you have to lose? Like, it's I can just be a testament to how much better I feel, one, from like the start of the no workouts to you really working out with me, and I won't say forcing me to work out, but you still there, Robert? Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. But like if I had a workout with you on a Saturday and then another Saturday, if I did nothing in between, you would know, and you would make me pretty miserable.
Yeah.
So, just that like having someone that's accountable to you, or that you're accountable to. And then with the meal prep stuff, it's important to have someone else someone who obviously knows what they're doing, to look and say, this will make your life easier, and also make you feel better.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And then Bethany, same question for you.
Yeah, I think for me, it would just really be the personal aspect, because there's so many different fitness things you can do out there, but you can really hurt yourself if you're not doing them properly. And I've seen a lot of people do a lot of different things in some ways where I'm pretty sure they're going to end up at the PT's office in a few weeks. And so I think, and I've definitely been one of the ones doing that also. So I think the learning and the kind of hands-on of immediate feedback is really helpful.
Awesome. And then I guess one of my last questions. So we've moved to virtual training. Brian and I started very physical. Bethany, we've had plenty of physical sessions together as well. Was there any difference for you guys really from going from the physical standpoint to more kind of the virtual setting?
I will say physical is much better because, you know, you can really manipulate the body the right way you want to do it. You know, you do a great job of like touching a certain aspect to like make you feel it, right? And then, you know, you tense up that muscle or whatever. But you've been great in instructing Bethany to do the same thing for me, or instructing me to do the same thing for Bethany. What I really like about working out with you versus like another just video workouts, which we've done, is they'll tell you to do a certain exercise, and I'll be processing it, and I'll think, wait, what? How am I supposed to do it? And by the time I figure it out, they're like, okay, next one. You know? But with you, it's like, okay, no, you make sure we get in the right position, and then, you know, do everything right. And you're still like, you know, get lower on a squat, or, you know, open up your hip for a certain thing or something. So you're still able to, you know, guide it and manipulate in the right way. But, you know, you're on top of it and watching us, which is nice.
Totally. Yeah. I you know, I guess for me, the only thing that virtual training kind of took out was this kind of touch aspect that you're looking at, which is very important. And I think, you know, sometimes we just can't do that. So, but that kind of the same experience you've been having with physical kind of versus virtual training.
Yeah, well, I think that you've done a really good job of switching to virtual. I think that it's probably, and I find this in my work too, it's easier just to kind of touch and show. It's quicker.
Yeah.
But you've done a really good job of using words to say, okay, move this way, and then we understand what you're talking about. And then, like Brian said, coaching us to touch each other so that then we can understand kind of what position you're hoping to get us into.
Totally. I think it was a shoulder one the other day. It was like, Bethany, just touch his elbow here.
Just hold here, and then he got it right like that.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect, great. So I'm definitely going to take that approach going further. I'm going to utilize that a little bit more. I don't think I capitalized on that as much as I could have up until now.
Yeah.
But I think the major difference is that you have to talk a lot more versus just show and touch. But you do a great job with it.
Yeah, I tend to talk a lot. I usually talk about for about an hour or so.
It's entertainment for us too.
What was that?
It's entertainment for us too.
It's definitely a lot of fun for me to watch you guys work out and train. It's awesome to see you guys feel better and hear that feedback. And you know, I was like coming to our sessions because you talked about having somebody hold you accountable. You guys also hold me accountable to showing up for you. So I really enjoy that aspect of like, it's kind of show and tell almost. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, that is all the questions I have, guys. Do you have any other comments, anything else that you want to mention or talk about before we close up today?
Well, one thing that I've appreciated is how adaptable you are, Robert, because I know you worked out with Brian for a really long time. And I know Brian wasn't sure how training like two people would go, but it's been really, really fun. And I've really appreciated the changes that you made to incorporate me into the workouts too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And on that note, you know, I'll show up for a workout and be like, yeah, you know, my shoulder's a little sore, my knee or hip flexor or something. And you can pivot from this whole workout you designed to be like, okay, well, let's focus on this issue instead. And so I've always really appreciated that about you, is you take my like little grumbling into, oh yeah, he actually is like, you know, this part of him hurts.
Totally. Well, you know, it's about, I think long-term training, especially, that there's a particular way to do it that can be really impactful for both the trainer and the client. And I think if you do it right, everybody wins.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, I appreciate that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now.
Okay.
But we'll stay on for just a second. There it is.